Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. But first, quick announcement. Last week's Character of the Week winner was Sunny and Ava. It was a tie, and with last week being such a huge week, I decided, you know what? 2 characters of the week, I deem that acceptable. So, if you're new here, we vote throughout the week or on Friday for best character, favorite character, like whoever you think is like the standout character of the week. And then I count up the votes and announce it on Monday. And now let's get to today's recap. So at the hospital, Griffin sees Anna talking to Lucas and kind of like gives her a bit of a look. And then Anna kind of approaches him and thinks that they may have met before. And Griffin says that he doesn't think so, but you know, I don't know. He seemed to have kind of recognized her, and there was some chatter that he may be related to Stone, and that would explain why they seem vaguely familiar to each other, or at least why he seems vaguely familiar to Anna. And Griffin is about to tell her something when Felicia interrupts. He leaves, and Anna kind of looks after him. So Anna fills Felicia in on Paul, and that she's not sold that he's like a good guy. I really missed Felicia. And Anna goes to the chapel, and Dr. Maddox comes in. She and Dr. Maddox, Andre, we don't have to be so formal. He's not working. Well, maybe he is, but not at that time. But they talk about Paul and reevaluating what they know about him, and Anna's still intent on getting justice for Duke, even if it means her going to prison. So he asks her what bringing Duke's killer to justice will do for her. What does it mean for her? And Anna doesn't really know what she wants. She misses Robin and Emma, and she doesn't know what reason she has to be free, because she would see her family the same amount whether she's in Bentonville or not. And Dr. Maddox says that she just needs 2 days of nothing but rest, and he also calls her an extraordinary human being. I always like when he's around. He just makes me feel so much better. I wish you just show up one day and be like, Carly, you're an extraordinary human being, and be like, thank you, right? Also at the hospital, Nathan says he loves Claudette, and apparently I missed that on Friday. I don't even watch it. You're probably thinking, Carly, you didn't mention that whole thing at the end. Well, I missed it. I apologize. I will pay more attention. I don't know what happened. Guess I was just so excited it was Friday. But didn't I call it with the woman's glove in his pocket? That, I can sense a storyline from a mile away. Something's going on. And I was just reading comments from last week, and Rosemary brought up the theory that maybe Nathan may have been with someone while he was away working. And I think that theory makes sense. I don't like what that would mean for Nathan and Maxie, but I think right now that makes the most sense for what's going on. Nathan wakes up and Maxie confronts him about Claudette, and Nathan says Claudette was his childhood dog, and Maxie's like, that's sweet, but I said I love you, and then you said I love you back to your dog? What? And Felicia comes in. So Maxie and Felicia are going to tell the doctor that Nathan's awake, but not really. Felicia just wanted to get Maxie alone to talk with her, and Maxie tells her about the Claudette incident. Maxie thinks there's a connection between the glove and Claudette, which I totally called, and Felicia tries to tell her Nathan's never given a reason for her to doubt him, and she's like, well, neither did Dante until he cheated. Sometimes there's no warning. So Nathan apologizes to Maxie about the Claudette thing, and Felicia, did I mention Claudette? He said was a French poodle. Felicia got Nathan a French poodle stuffed animal so that he can have a new Claudette. Yeah. That's fun. At Shriners, Jake is in recovery and his surgery was a complete success. Yay! And Jason is planning on making a big contribution to the hospital, and Nick brings Cam and Aiden over. So Spencer sold bow ties to help Jake, or to help raise money for the hospital, and Nicholas added 3 zeros to what he raised, which is really nice. Hey, Nicholas, I know an animal sanctuary that could use some zeros. Hey. So Elizabeth brings the boys to see Jake, which leaves Jason and Nicholas alone, and Jason says that this doesn't change anything between them. And Nicholas is indignant that ELQ will stay his. So Then Jason goes to see Jake and he signs his cast, and he and the boys talk about baseball coming up and how he's going to help them practice, and that just makes Jake really happy. So see, you can be a family without having them be together, and I think this is going to be really nice for Jake and the boys. So Nicholas offers for Liz to stay at Windermere with the boys, and Elizabeth says she doesn't think that's a good idea because, and I quote, "I kind of hate your wife." At least Elizabeth is being honest. You know, you can't say that about her anymore. And Elizabeth asks how the wedding went, and Nicholas is like, "Cool, it was well," until, the whole hostage situation, and Jason comes in, asks about Sam, and decides to call her. At the floating rib, Alexis and Julian are talking about their wedding. Sam arrives, and Alexis and Julian plan on checking on Kiki later. Sam got them a gift certificate for dinner and a night at the honeymoon suite at the Metro Court. Hayden is meeting with Tracy really publicly. I still don't get that, if it's supposed to be like a secret alliance or whatever. Tracy thinks she misjudged Paul Hornsby because the headline says that he took down a huge arms operation. I still think he's on both sides of the fence, personally. So Hayden makes it clear that she's very well aware of Tracy's history and asks why she's so interested in ELQ, where years went by that she wasn't in Port Charles. And Tracy says that, for 12 years she's either been running the company or fighting to run it. And she says she's connected to the company because her father built it, obviously. And Tracy makes an offhand remark about Hayden's father, and it sounds like he's a bad guy. Hayden says that Tracy only knows what reporters know about her father and that there was more to him than what he did on his worst day. Maybe kind of a Madoff-y thing. Wall Street, I don't know. I don't know. Sam notices Hayden and Tracy talking. Jason calls Sam to see if she's okay. She says she's fine and will fill him in on all of the wedding stuff later. Jason asks Sam to come over with Danny because it would be good for Jake and it would be good for him to see Sam, which is really nice. And, since Port Charles is in the Rochester area and they're in Philadelphia, it should be a good 8 hours, or if you get a last minute flight. I still don't know how time works, but she shouldn't be there until an episode or two, right? I'm foreshadowing. So Tracy starts talking about the gunshots at the wedding and how it must have affected Hayden, and then it seems like she's fighting an episode of a blackout, and she loses that fight. Back at the hospital, Alexis and Julian arrive to talk to Dr. Monroe about Kiki. The doctor says he can't be sure about the long-term effects of what happened, but for right now Kiki's in the ICU, and Ava's visiting with her, so they won't be able to visit until Ava's done. And they kind of let me tell you, end scene. Okay, so Alexis suggests they go to the Metro Court to have a break from all this, and also Ava's probably going to be in there with her for a few hours, so, they should just kind of go and have their time. Maxie, not a huge fan of new Claudette, and she and Felicia leave, and Nathan feels Claudette's accusing stare on him. He's like, "Don't look at me like that." To the stuffed animal, which I think makes him my favorite character right now, talking to a stuffed animal, right? Is that true? Yeah. Are you going to do the rest of the recap with me? Thanks. Can you see? 1 second. There we go. New recap, buddy. So, okay, where was I? Sam arrives at Shriners Hospitals for Children in Philadelphia. Oh my goodness. I guess plane travel. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think Danny's with her, though. I didn't see him. I mean, I know he walks, and maybe the couch was just in the way, but I didn't see him. And Cam and Aiden told Jake how awesome Windermere is, and Jake's so excited to stay there. So they're going to stay there. Dr. Maddox tells Anna that there's a lot of people who care about her, and she shouldn't take herself out of their lives so easily. And Tracy, we have now hit like a new level of what's going on with her. Tracy has a seizure, or what I think it seems like a seizure, in the floating rib, and thankfully Griffin Monroe is there to help and comes running over. So we will see more on that tomorrow. That is it for today's General Hospital recap. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much. And happy Leap Day! This doesn't happen, this only happens once every 4 years, so this will be exciting. Actually, I don't know, when was the last Leap Day? if it's 2015, 14, 13, 12. Oh yeah, we were doing recaps. Oh my goodness, this is the first leaf day since 2012. Yeah, because that's 4 years. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I know. I can do basic math. I promise. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's recap. I hope you have a great leap day. Enjoy it. It only comes once every 4 years, like an election or the Olympics. And the Olympics are this year, and the election is, oh my goodness, this year's crazy.